Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent Training. Welcome to our Word of the Day video series, where I take your requests for words you'd like help to pronounce in American English. Today's request was for the word tasks, and while we're talking about the word tasks, I also want to talk about the word asks and ask and acts, simply because these words are all interrelated, and it may be helpful for you if you have trouble with any of these words to work on all of them and to understand how they're different, how to say them smoothly and easily in your everyday speech. So let's build from the word ask, and then we'll talk about and explore the other words. So in the word ask, I just have one syllable, so that syllable is stressed. Letter A in ask says the black cat vowel. So you could think about cats ask or the cat asks, trying to match that ah vowel in order to say it correctly in this word. Anytime we have multiple consonants at the end, especially when we make it asks with the S at the end, you have to watch out for those consonants wanting to drop off. If your native language doesn't have a pattern with putting multiple consonants together at the end, then that's challenging. Also, some languages do different things for verb forms and plurals where it's not natural to put an S after a consonant like that. So watch out that you build the word and make sure you get all the consonants there. One way to do that is to start just with with a single consonant, so trying with ask. And for most people, doing the sk combination is not too hard. It's when they have to add the additional s, asks, that is challenging. So you can actually just start on the s and do the SKS sounds. What you want there is to just take your time and feel what happens in your mouth. Sk, s, and sequence them together. Sks, sks. So I'm lifting up and stopping the air for the K and moving back and forth out of that S sound. Then the word tasks, same thing. I would just build it from tas, task, tasks. Now that's not necessarily simple, but I believe that strategy of adding on one consonant at a time at the end can be helpful for you. I also want to look at the difference between ask and acts. So the word acts is misleading simply because when we have the letter X, we don't always know what consonant sounds it makes. In this word, the letter X makes the KS sound. So it's the same as ask, only in reverse. And so to build that word, I would just start with the K sound, plus our vowel A again, ack, and then ax, ax. And then if we make that word plural, then it sounds like axes, axes. So we end up having two Z sounds in axes. That's simply because going from the K, axes, axes, we end up with a voiced sound at the end. So you might hear sometimes some native speakers saying ax instead of ask. That is part of a dialect of American English. Typically, though, in most speech, you want to go for trying to say ask with the SK combination, just because that's standard English and what's expected for business and professional English. When you can say asks and tasks by themselves, do try building them into some short sentences so that they come more smoothly and easily to you in your everyday speech. For example, you might say, he always asks me that. I need to ask you a question. Can I ask you something? I have a number of tasks to finish. I'm very task-oriented. This one is a less commonly used word. He has an axe to grind with her. That's an expression that we have. There's a new trend of social activity, which is axe throwing axes. Okay, thank you so much for that request. If you have a word or a phrase you'd like to hear me cover in our Word of the Day series, feel free to leave that in the comments for this video or any of my videos. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day class, as well as on Friday, we'll have our live question and answer class. If you need more help for the sounds or topics in any of our videos, watch till the end and you'll see that I post a few links for you of related videos that might be helpful for you. You can also get our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com that walks you through each consonant and vowel sound, accent error patterns, spelling, and many of the concepts we talk about in our Word of the Day series to build a good foundation to be able to pronounce any word you like in American English and begin working on having an American accent if that's your goal. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Hope to see you again tomorrow.